welcome to Get to Know, a candidate interview program produced by Marshfield Broadcasting. The purpose of this program is to provide voters with general information about candidates running for office. Marshfield Broadcasting does not endorse any candidates or political parties, and all candidates for this office were invited to participate, were offered equal opportunity to appear. Today we are speaking with candidate for Wood County Circuit Court Branch 3, and to learn more about their background, experience, and approach to public service. Hello and welcome for being on the program today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just in case the viewers or the community doesn't know who you are, tell us your name, who you are, and why you're running, or rerunning since you are the incumbent at this time.
Yes, I am the incumbent. My name's Emily Nolan-Plutchak, and I am the current Branch 3 judge in Wood County. I have served in that role since August 1st when I was appointed after Todd Wolf retired. This is a great job. It's the toughest job I've ever loved. I really do view it as serving the public, and I'm thrilled that I can serve the people of Wood County in this capacity.
All right, that brings me to my next question here. What background prepared you for this?
Well, prior to becoming judge, I was a public defender. I worked for 16 years as a staff public defender in Wood County the entire time. And then for 2 years after that, before I became the judge, I was the local attorney manager, and I oversaw the office and all the attorneys and kind of the private bar for Wood and Adams County. So that prepared me to become judge, and now I am the judge. I am the only person running for judge who has been a judge and has judicial experience. And as part of that, I now see all different kinds of cases. And I have a vast knowledge of what goes on the bench, which is something that's important.
All right. Well, you kind of already answered into my next question there about your legal background. What areas of law you worked in law for quite a while. Is there anything any other areas that you have worked in law outside of Wood County maybe? And what experiences have challenged you?
Sure. There are things, other areas that I have worked in the law. Upon being hired at the public defender's office, I became the public defender team member for drug court.
Okay.
And as the public defender team member, I sat on the drug court team for Branch 3. Branch 3's drug court. And I was able to see how cost-effective drug court can be in helping people break the cycle of continuously coming in and out of the criminal justice system. We know that currently the criminal justice system is expensive, and it doesn't always work as well as we would like it to. And this is a cost-effective saving, something that really can save money for the county. And as part of that, I became a board member for the Wisconsin Association of Treatment Court Professionals, and eventually became president as well of that association. So I've been able to network with people throughout the state and the nation and bring back that knowledge to Wood County to serve the people. And now I'm thrilled because I actually am the drug court judge, and I get to work with that group of people and see babies be born not addicted to drugs, people get into college, people start paying child support, get jobs, totally turn their lives around. So that's a big part of my legal background as well. I have done other big cases. I would get assigned to go to in other counties
Okay.
if they are going to be like a case that would have two attorneys, so very serious cases. But I primarily worked in Wood County for my entire legal career.
Okay. This is going to move into my next question here. What does fairness mean to you?
Sure, that's a great question. And I think that's an important question. Fairness to me means that everyone who comes into my courtroom where I am the judge, I am going to treat them the same. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to treat them with dignity. I'm going to listen to them. And I'm going to make sure that they feel heard. I don't want anyone in my courtroom to believe that some outside influence or some relationship I might have with somebody is going to impact their case, no matter what kind of case it is. If it's a small claims case, an eviction, a a large civil case, a criminal case, any of those things. I want people to know when they come in my courtroom, I am a fair judge. I'm a tough judge because I do live in the community. I have children in the community, but that I'm actually going to listen to them.
Okay. You know what? That's going to bring me into the next question in this. How do you balance consistency in the courtroom?
Well, I take the facts of whatever kind of case it might be, and then I apply the law to it. And the law is the law. So for consistency wise, um, I'm always going to apply the law the same for every person, no matter if, you're a 15-year-old in juvenile court, or you're a probate case, or you're a class action lawsuit, or whatever. I'm going to look at the law and then I'm going to apply it to the facts that are in front of me. And people know that when they come to my courtroom, that's what's going to happen. As I said before, I'm not going to have any outside influences or relationships influence what I'm doing. I'm going to follow the law.
Okay. That brings me to my next question there. What traits matter most in that position?
Well, I think being kind matters, being empathetic, being a good listener. I think sometimes judges, and not necessarily, we have great judges in Wood County. I'm really lucky. Um, but I know I've interned in other places, and sometimes judges spend a lot of time talking and they don't spend enough time listening. And I think it's very important that when people come into my courtroom, that they know I'm going to listen to them and I'm going to be prepared. That's part of it too. I'm going to have read everything in the court record. I'm going to be ready to go for that hearing. And if there's law I need to look out up prior to that hearing, I'm going to have done that. And when they leave my courtroom, they're going to understand what happened to them or what happened in their court case that day and feel like they were actually heard.
Okay. In the courtroom, there's all kinds of, cases. How do you manage tough cases?
I think that kind of um, goes back to the question you just previously asked me. I think tough cases, it's very important that you're prepared, that you've gone through, you've read everything, you know what the law is, you know what you expect to happen in court that day. So if there's a tough moment, or there's something where, I mean, because sad things happen in court sometimes, people have big emotions in court, but you're prepared for that. I'm not just walking into court being like, I wonder what's going to happen today. I know what's going to happen. So I try and plan for those tough cases or tough moments and think about how I'm going to respond to them ahead of time.
Okay. Let's move into a local impact here. So, in the court, how does the court impact the residents of Wood County?
The court impacts the residents of Wood County because we are public servants. So the people may have a eviction case, they may have a small claims case, a criminal law case. They A family member may have filed a will in probate. There's many things and those residents deserve to know when they bring an action to court, whatever it may be, that it's going to be dealt with and expediently and fairly, and that it's a justice system that they can trust, that they're not concerned if they go to court that they have to worry about something, some other outside source. So I know, especially because I am the judge, so I've dealt with this now, that that's very important for people who come in front of me to know that I'm going to look at them fairly.
Okay. Why is community connection important within the system?
Community connection is huge. You need to have your pulse kind of on the community. I am the mother of 13-year-old twin boys go to the public schools and they play sports and are involved in things. So I'm out in the community a lot, talking to parents, grandparents, friends, whoever it may be. And I know what's going on in the community. And I know what is important in the community and what we need to do to make this a safer, better community. I chose to raise my children in Wood County in Wisconsin Rapids because I believed it was a great place to raise kids. I continue to believe that. And I want it to be a good, safe community. And if you're not out in the community making those connections with regular just residents, you're not going to be able to serve the community in a fair way.
Sure. One other question here, from our local community to another, is there anything different about Wood County compared to other counties?
Sure. Well, and since I am the judge, I have been able to experience that. Some counties, you sit on like a docket that moves. So you may only be the civil judge for a while, you may only be the family court judge, and then you switch around.
Okay.
In Wood County, our 4 branches, every judge does every kind of law. So I have had a past experience in criminal law and in various children involved law, but now I've been able to get experience in all kinds of law: civil law, divorce, family, child custody, um, criminal. I've been able to get involved with all kinds of law. Any given day, I'm not doing just one kind of law.
Okay.
I'll have cases in different types. It may be a will, I may have a juvenile case, I may have a criminal case. I could have all different kinds, and I've been able to learn those kinds of law as well, so I can be a good judge.
All right. Well, let's move into courtroom management. Um, you know, um, if elected, re-elected, how would you manage your courtroom?
That's also a really good question, and it's a question that gets asked also when you're applying to fill a position. So I've been asked this question, and now I've been able to put it into practice because I have my own courtroom. And I think it being a parent helps because at times you'll have things you like, people, like I've said, have big emotions or something, happens and you have to deal with it so you don't lose control of your courtroom. And I think dealing with children, being a mom, there are times when you have to have, your children might be upset about whatever thing, but you can't let your household devolve into chaos.
Right.
So I use those skills to make sure that I'm able to keep control of my courtroom. I also think because I am prepared and I come to court prepared that I try and think about things that can happen so they don't take me off guard and so that I can keep cases moving along
Sure.
throughout the day.
All right. Another question here in courtroom management. How do you keep cases moving?
I keep my cases moving by I several things play into that. Victims and litigants, they have a right to have things decided expediently. So there may be issues that may need to be dealt with before their case can be resolved, but I make sure all my cases have dates. We don't say, I'll make a decision and then we'll get back to you. Everything I'm very in favor of having scheduling orders, which says by this date we're going to have this done, and by
Okay.
that date we're going to have that done, to make sure the cases keep moving through and people's access to the court system is expedient. People shouldn't have to wait years and years and years for things to resolve.
Sure. One more question here in courtroom management. How do you ensure professionalism?
I think part of ensuring professionalism is uh, coming to court, being prepared as a judge. It's how you treat people in the court system. You, think well, I know in my courtroom now, it's very important that people who come to court who aren't represented and maybe up against someone who does have an attorney, they know that I'm going to treat them the exact same way as somebody who is an attorney or is whatever. I'm going to make sure everyone in my courtroom feels equally heard. So, yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We're getting into the closing time here, so we're right at to the end of almost all the questions here. So I only got two more here. So, is there anything that you would like to tell the viewers that I haven't a question I haven't asked yet?
Well, I mentioned that I have 13-year-old twin boys. Um, been very important to me that people understand that I'm a fair judge. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to be kind. I'm not going to treat anyone poorly, but I am also a tough judge because I live here. This is my community as well. And I want this community to be safe. I want this community to continue to have all the wonderful things that Wood County does have. Um, so I think that's a big part of it. And I truly view my role as being a public servant. So I do serve the people. I routinely will have people stop by court and just say hi, or maybe if they have a question. And I think that's great because that's what you should be doing as a public servant.
All right. Okay. Last question. Um, why should the voters vote for you in April here for the Third Circuit Court branch?
They should vote for me because I already am the judge and I am being the judge. So I'm doing that role already. I am a community member who has worked within this community for the past 18 years. I do have my pulse on the community and what's important in the community. I love this community and I want the best for Wood County. My children live here. I want the best for them, and I want the best for everyone else's children as well. So people should vote for me because I'm already proving that I can do the job because I am the judge.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the program today and answering these questions here, and hope that it gives a little information to the community to make a decision on. So I wish you good luck in
Thank
April
you.
there. And you have been watching Get to Know, produced by Marshfield Broadcasting. This interview is part of an ongoing effort to provide voters with general information about candidates running for office. Marshfield Broadcasting does not endorse any candidate, political parties, and participation in this program does not imply endorsement. To watch this interview again or other candidate programs, visit us online or watch on Marshfield Now, channel 990, and on our streaming platforms. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next time on Get to Know.